Hey folks, this is Riker. I'ma let you finish, but real quick, for those waiting for a Sombra update, I'll have a video on that coming out soon, but the quick version is that the countdown timer did not lead to any major reveal, but instead to a count up percentage timer that still has quite a while before it reaches 100%. Eichenwalde is a new Overwatch map that will release in September, but is currently available on the public test realm, the PTR. That's our sort of beta testing server where we get to balance and bug test things before they're released live. Now this map plays like no other map in the game. The closest one is Hanamura, and the reason for this is that defenders have a really strong advantage. It can be extremely difficult to attack on this map. There's a choke point right at the start that is extremely tough to break through, and oftentimes you have attacking teams lose really early on. In this video, we're going to go over 5 tips that'll help you out both on offense and on defense to get acclimated with this new experience to save you some frustration. Tip 1. Symmetra is really strong on this map. Let's take a look at that first checkpoint. This is the attacker's spawn. We're going to go through this path and you can see it's right around the corner here. This bridge. The payload is located just beyond. That's the first thing to capture. And there's no ground path other than walking under this bridge. That makes this side of the bridge really good for Symmetra sentry placement. By covering the bridge in an arc of sentries, anyone passing through will get hit by all the sentries. This is an insta-melt zone. Plus, the vines act as a means of hiding your sentries as well. Even further throughout this map, there are some great places for Symmetra to place her sentries, so she could continue to be useful, but she is the most useful on this map before the payload is captured. There's also lots of great spots to hide her teleporter, and since the defending team can have quite a run to get back to this point, that teleporter is especially useful for defending this first point. A tip for defenders, Winston is really good at destroying Symmetra sentries. If they take but a single point of damage, they will explode. And Monkey Man's electrical attack,
I'm not a monkey,
deals a tiny bit of damage to basically everything around him, so it's really easy to take out those sentries. Tip 2. This map offers defenders a huge height advantage. This is most prevalent here. This doorway down here is a place that the payload has to pass through. Now you can set up all the way up here, you can set up over here. There's so many places for defenders to get a height advantage on their enemy. There's also tons of places with clean line of sight, making this map a sniper's heaven. Great places for Torbjorn to set up his turret, and lots of nooks and crannies for Bastion to turret up. Tip 3. For offense, you really want to go with characters that have good vertical mobility, particularly for this first choke point. D.Va, Genji, Pharah are just some of the characters that could actually hop over this building here, make their way over, some with more difficulty than others, and completely bypass that choke point. Others might not be able to do quite that, but some can still manage to jump up onto the bridge, which is a great place to go. From here, you can come down here, there's a health pack down here, and you have more options of getting out. Just do your best to not get funneled into this choke. Tip 4. For offense, be aggressive. This choke can be really difficult to get past. However, you respawn relatively close by, and the payload isn't too far away. For defenders, it takes longer to get back here. So if you manage to pull any kind of advantage, if you take down just one of the enemy team, press that advantage. Don't play coy. Don't give the enemy team time to respawn and get back into position again. Another way to be aggressive is to just get someone flat out onto the point, be it through flanking or otherwise. Get someone on the point that'll force defenders to pull back, which will open up this choke, allowing more people through. If you don't have mobility heroes to work with, Reinhardt's shield nearly covers this entire area. And as someone who has a lot of Reinhardt hours logged, I understand that it could be tough to get people to get behind your shield.
Get behind me. I am your shield.
Thankfully, the choke does the work for you. Your teammates have no choice but to follow behind your shield and not straggle off. A tip for defenders, Mei's wall can block this entire passage. If you want to use it though, it's best to split the enemy team. Wait for 1 or 2 of them to come through, then wall up. While yes, it could be good to just delay the enemy team by blocking them off entirely, it's even better to block off most of them, letting a couple through and get some easy kills, forcing them to wait for the respawn rather than just wait for your wall to go down. Now our last tip will be for another area of the map that is definitely not as difficult, but there is a lot of room here for falling. So once you get past the first choke, you might want to take advantage of this area. Roadhog could get some nice hooks that might make people fall off, Lucio can bump people off, and in fact some people can jump from here down to here, whereas others can go from here and either wall ride up or fly up or grapple up. So this area here is definitely one to keep an eye on. That wraps up our 5 tips for this map. Hope you find them helpful. Leave a comment with some of your tips for this new map. And the rest of this gameplay footage will be just showcasing how this map plays. Thanks for watching. Special thanks to my Twitch supporters and Patreon supporters for making these videos possible. And subscribe to join Rikers Raiders to be alerted when my next Overwatch video goes live.
Enemy turret destroyed.
Up the tempo.
I am taking the objective. Join me.
Time to accelerate. Get back.
Taking the objective. Get over here. I am beat.
Objective A captured. Escort the payload.
Nothing's gonna stop me.
This thing out. Enemies.
That's the bit. Mr. Patched up.
I'm back in the fight. Payload on the move. Coming up. No.
You feel that? Check this out.
Knocking them off. Out to pin. Enemies here.
Get over here.
Double time. Yeah, time to heal up. Let's up the tempo. Oh, let's break it. Damn!
Pass into the iris.
That's not right. Up the volume. With Taylor. You feel that?
The payload has reached the chamber.
That's delivery on the way.
Огонь по готовности! Justice rain from above! Fire at will! Justice reigns from above!
You want a medal?
Play of the game.
For the past 2 weeks, the Overwatch world has been going absolutely crazy over the latest Sombra clues. For about a month now, Blizzard has been giving us secret hidden clues as to the identity of Overwatch's next character, Sombra. And this currently